All right, welcome everybody. Another Metal Monday. You know, me and Brett were just talking this morning. It was green, but
Early
now
this morning, yeah.
early
Everything
this
was looking
morning,
all right.
but now we see a lot of red. I see palladium still green.
Yeah,
We got
Palladium, we'll see how it ends. The PGMs have been having, at least Rhodium have been having a rough go. Platinum hanging in there. I mean, it pushed 1,000 there for a little bit. Palladium is in between that 14, around that 14, 13 to 15 is probably a good range, feels like lately.
But rhodium's all the way
Rhodium
down to
just
6 to 7,000.
Yeah,
right?
just getting crushed. Which we'll see how that looks come springtime. You know, get the spring buying out. And copper. You know, every copper looked. You know, was like off 3 cents I think this morning early, and
Yeah, it's still
and
above
it's-
4.
It's still hanging above 4, and aluminum, you know, around that $1.17 I think on the LME. So I don't know. I think the markets are kind of trying to figure out, you know, whether to shit or go sideways right now. It feels like so.
Including ferrous, right?
Yeah, Ferris is.
So we talked about it being maybe up this month, but
Well,
not
it was
anymore.
like last month I thought it was gonna be down, and it was
Yep.
up, and this month I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we got some up movement, and now it's feeling like a softer sideways, depending on the grade, maybe even down a little bit. We'll see what the mills decide to do. I think the mill order books still look decent, so domestically that should, you know, depend on what the flow and volumes, what they were able to, the mills were able to buy in March, and not just buy, but actually take delivery on, I think is a big piece of that. So that'll be kind of probably the telltale sign of what does Ferris do in the month of April.
So is it internationally where it's struggling then? Is it struggling in
Turkey
China?
prices came down.
Turkey? Okay.
I think China's still, you know, I think that economy is just like our economy, the U.S. economy coming out of COVID. Granted, we put a bunch of stimulus money through the system, so we bounced back pretty quickly, but it still took us, you know, I mean, shit, really, it took us years to get, you know, it doesn't feel like years, but I was just looking through some of my stuff the other day, and like March of 2020 was when all shit broke loose,
Yeah.
right? And so, you know, it took us probably a year and a half to get, you know, just somewhat back to normal.
It's been 3
And
years
then
since
another
that
last
day.
year,
Yeah.
it's been pretty good, you know.
And I don't know
roughly.
if we're all the way.
We're not.
We're
I
not
still
all the
see
way back to
fuckers walking
normal.
around with masks and stuff.
Yeah, we're not all the way back to normal. It's feeling like it's trying. You know, I think some companies learned a lot about themselves and maybe their workforce, and
Yeah.
I'm really proud of how we handled it. I think we did a good job. I still hate the word essential. I just hate that word now because I think every business is essential if you really look at it.
Exactly. 100%.
Even if it's essential for that person to eat. That person needs to eat, so he needs to make some money. That's essential.
There is no one business is more essential than the other, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the way it is. Like, they're all essential. If you got a job and you're working and you're earning money and you're providing for your family or just for yourself, and you're actually out there, like, your job's essential. It's essential to you. It's essential to your family. So don't try and tell me what job's essential and what job ain't. And I think I agree with you 100% that on the scrap side, you know, I mean, we are essential. I mean, just like the cook at McDonald's is essential. The guy that owns McDonald's needs that guy to show up and cook. Just like the guy that goes to the drive-thru and wants a burger and fries, that guy on the backside cooking, he's essential.
Yeah.
You know, until that robot can do that job, that guy's essential.
Yep.
You know?
And just for us, you know, the manufacturers, if they don't have someone picking up their excess, you know, metal scraps, we're pretty essential. Especially the people like making stuff for hospitals or
the guys
food
inside the building
processing.
manufacturing the stuff, whatever they're manufacturing, they're essential.
And I never
right?
thought about it till COVID. But then you really see how it all connects. The tow trucks are essential. The food processors are essential. It's really hard if you are being honest with yourself, it's hard to find someone that's really non-essential, you know? So that's why I hate that word. I'm glad we're getting past it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping these markets right themselves, but maybe
The dollar was getting pounded this morning, which was good for
which you would
for
think you would see
commodities.
more green. Maybe that's why it was green this morning.
Yeah,
to
and
the
it
dollar.
still is. It's still off. Oil's obviously up like almost $5. As soon as OPEC came out and said they were going to cut $1 million or cut 1 million barrels of production, that's big. You know, that's what you're seing, that spike in the oil prices, and I think the Feds. We'll see if they slow down the interest rates.
When's the next interest rate?
I have to look that up. I don't know the answer to that. Next month.
Okay.
It's usually once a month, every couple months.
So maybe in May.
I don't know. At the end of the day, we just got to run our business. Just put your head down, and buy and sell and move and do, and stay true to stay true to your business, stay true to your people, and do everything you can to make it happen. So.
Yep. Even during just good times and bad times, you just take care of your employees, take care of your customers, and
if a little chaos erupts.
And
that means some opportunity is going to present itself, right? So if you're there and you're in a position to capitalize, then by all means, it'll be game on.
All right. Well, next week we'll have a little more clarity on Ferris, so check us out next week. And
I got my podcast with Chad Ellerbrock.
Oh, great.
Bulls versus Bears. I think he's going to be maybe he'll provide some insight this week that we can put up and see where this thing lands. It's already the 3rd of April, and I would assume that we'll have a pretty good idea where these markets are by the end of this week. I usually feel like the steel mills come out aggressive when they feel like there's an opportunity to bite at it at a down price. So maybe you'll know sooner than later.
All right. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Take care. Have a great week.